I consider Spicy Boys to be a combination of, like, obviously we're a food company. We sell bottled and packaged edible products, but we're also a bit of a lifestyle brand where it's like we're trying to create an image for our consumer as well, and something for them to gravitate towards too that isn't just hot sauce. So that way we can kind of branch out and do other things too. Like we plan on dropping like streetwear lines and just like getting creative in that sense. The idea of Spicy Boys was conceived August 2020, so literally like 4 months into the pandemic or 5 months into the pandemic. A friend of mine came to me with the idea of Spicy Boys. He had a couple of sauces that he brought to me, and when I tried them out, and I was like, oh, like these are sick. It's the Mean Green and OG were the first two that I had tried. So I was like, well, let's figure something out, and then just decided that we were going to go balls to the wall with branding and marketing it. That was like the tweaking stage though. So we started out doing small drops. Like we would do a limited amount of bottles. Each time that we did it, they sold out within like less than 60 minutes. So we knew that we kind of had something, but the actual business itself has been in full swing since March 2021 is when we were first legitimately selling sauce. I mean, I come from a low-income family. I was born in Minnow, New Brunswick, where there's not a whole lot of opportunity. And I think the reason that the passion was struck so deeply with me is that there are people there that want things like this to happen that don't necessarily have the confidence, the resources, or the motivation, passion to be able to start something up and get the ball moving. We ended up launching a nationwide campaign as a black market hot sauce company with Soldier On, and then we did, which we ended up donating, I think like $500 or $600 in November of 2020 to help support veterans. And in December of 2020, we did a campaign called Spicy Santa. So we raised $2,600 for local low-income families, plus about $1,500 in gifts received as well. And we managed to give 3 local low-income families a full Christmas, as in mom and dad got gifts, kids got gifts. Everybody got essentials like toothbrushes, shampoo, deodorant, all of that stuff. Plus they got a full turkey dinner. So for our first year, it was like a huge goal that we accomplished. And it's kind of how we built our brand, is like through local philanthropy. Yeah, so with Spicy Boys, I mean, is there like some wood around here I can knock on? Like, we haven't been super, like COVID has only put a small damper on what we're able to do. And I think that this summer we had a lot of opportunities too that we capitalized on by like hosting the events, doing pop-up shops. Like we were pretty much everywhere this summer from Ontario East. So the easiest way to stay motivated, I guess, is to just not let it demotivate you. I don't know if that's like a backhanded answer, but I never took COVID into consideration. Like COVID is just such a small blip, right? Like I think that people not make it out to be more than it is, but I never allowed it to be like this huge barrier between the success of our company and what our core brand morals were. We were just like whenever there was an opportunity for COVID to not be an issue, we took advantage of that. When COVID was an issue, we either found a workaround or we just rolled with the punches. We just let it happen. Like there's no way to really combat it aside from finding a workaround. Like we didn't let the barriers that COVID presented become actual barriers. We just found workarounds. Yeah, if you're not able to just roll with the punches, like COVID's not going to be the only issue that we ever have. Stay as positive the entire time as you can. And I think that I've learned that through like a multitude of different experiences, right? Like negative and positive. But as long as you manage to stay focused and working towards the goal that you're working towards, I mean, you're going to have speed bumps everywhere. Positivity is probably the only antidote. To stay true to yourself. So no matter what you're doing, like make sure that anything you're doing, whether you end up selling hot sauce or if you're selling, knitted scarves and hats or whatever, just make sure that the branding that you're doing and the product that you're selling lines up with who you are. Because it's gonna be really difficult for you to be passionate and motivated if nothing about what you're doing really resonates with you. So I would say that like just find something that resonates with you and channel it through whatever avenue you have accessible at the time and run it up as far as you can in that avenue. And then as you do that, you'll find more and more opportunities to become a version of yourself versus people who get into business and then completely change into a whole other person, and now they're like, I guess, like a shell of like what they thought they would ever be. Like I would say that Spicy Boys is inherently everything that I would want it to be. Like there's nothing, I never do anything that I don't give a full cosign to. So I think that would be my biggest advice, is just make sure that whatever you're doing is a bit of a representation of who you are at the core, like for yourself. Wow, I think a lot of things. We're reigniting the YouTube series that we'd started with Matt, Enter the Scoville Sphere. So that's cool YouTube content that we go around with like local businesses, collaborate. We try our hot sauces, and then we kind of dive into what they do and allow them to use our platform that we're building as leverage for their own business and get the word out about them. This summer we plan on doing a Canada-wide tour. Granted that COVID allows it, where we're going to like kind of like a DIY punk band. We're just going to go pop up at different markets all across the country in a van that's wrapped in a Spicy Boys logo, and see where that takes us. I think that it's good to go out and get your roots into markets versus, I mean, social media marketing is obviously great, impactful. People have made millions and billions of dollars off of it, but I think the real ROI and longevity comes off of going out and meeting people face to face and saying, hey, like, this is our brand, this is what we're doing, and if you have any questions, I'm right here to give you the scoop. So yeah, we're going to do the Cross Canada Run. We're doing the St. John Waterfront Sea Container, or the Waterfront Shipping Container Village in St. John, hosted by Ray Gracewood and Terry Wagner, the guys from Area 506. So that's a huge thing for us this summer. It's going to be right by where the cruise ship terminal is. Yeah, I mean, there's a million things that I'm excited for. Like we just have so many plans. Like it's hard to kind of like pick one. Like we're going to drop a streetwear line this year, so stay tuned for that, I guess. Watch out for the Spicy Boys clothes coming. We have a handful of really cool pieces, and just excited to see where it takes us. Like I think that this year we'll hopefully be able to secure some funding from the government and develop a facility where we're able to produce at a larger scale, so we can get into the bigger box stores like Superstore and Loblaws, or Loblaws and Superstore are the same thing, but Loblaws, Sobeys, No Frills, all of like the bigger box stores. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of Spicy Boys this year for sure, and to see what happens. I think a lot of cool things are going to happen for us. Follow us at Spicy Boys Inc. on everything. It's cohesive on everything. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and spicyboys.ca. If you're in the Fredericton area, you can get free local delivery within the city limits. $15 flat rate shipping on any order, free shipping over orders over $100. So spicyboys.ca. You can find us there too and get some hot sauce from us.